All right, everybody. I don't claim to be a wizard, a sorcerer, or anything alike, but I have played this RPG long enough to accrue quite an odd arrangement of doodads and doohickeys that seem like if there was anything real to do in this world, with the idea of expansion and dead ends, enemies, and best of friends. That exhaustion is truly the only real technique. It's what allows us to see things at their peak. And if there was anything which was really real and did work, it simply would be dirt and earth. So here I have this humble pyre that once upon a time, let's say about 5 or 6 years ago, I came to the realization that if there was going to be anything sentimentally for me, then it would have to be something that my hands made my eyes see. So I came to this here spot and I laid down these rocks, covered it in this hide here. Not from our family, but from a deer. And here it's sat upon this lookout, overlooking everything, as if this could be the house from which I could be seen. But its humble nature has allowed it to last, and last it has, as that 5 and 6 years have passed. So now when I come to a place where everything tries to save its own face, where competition screams and tries to tell you magical things, like there could be more to learn, there could be more to earn, but you don't have it just quite yet. In fact, to learn what we have for you now, all that you've done, you'll have to forget. Do the words actually matter? Well, if you believe that words matter to an extent, then you probably would like to make words spoken where you have went give some idea as to there being a reason why words are there. Otherwise, the word's unclear. And anyway, we're going to add this here. But I told myself that when things got that real, where there's a chance that it could be the real deal, and things start soothsaying with all the games everything is playing, then I'll tell you what is really being bought and sold. It's a certain type of focus. That's really the glass's mold. And that's what's being bought and sold. And if things tell me that I have no power today, then I'll show them a real experience. Of something that looks right at life and says, hey, what actually am I really doing? You might actually really wonder. What if I told you that this was just a play of life? That's all this little mini short here was. A simple play. That leads to a great exhaustion. That's what I say. And I'll tell you how it works, and how all magic works in its own way. All you need to do is emulate life. Because what really is the greatest question of life? Does it actually mean something? Does all of this mean something in the end? So if you find something that seems to have stuck around for however long, like this here object stuck in the ground, and this feels cool more than anything, actually. I almost really like that, but I think I can get it better. I think I can make this really stick. nothing like pushing feeling until you get to a break. But really, if you do anything that makes you question its own meaning, then in a way you're sort of emblematic of life, really. And that's all I'm saying that this is, basically. Just gotta twist it up some more. Run some things through some things. Nice. This, come up over to here. Tying knots. I have the power to make nothing important, as much as everyone else has the power to make nothing important. And if everyone says I'm stuck here, then you'll see how much of nothing is here. Because ultimately, that's what real magic is. It's not objectively, it's not a truth you see. It's that everything simply goes to nothing. That's how this is a play on life. This is my little guy that I put up here like 5 years ago. It was on the peak of that post before this. I carved him out. Trying to see where I can put him so he's like a lookout here or something. All right, now my offering. That actually smelled great. White truffle olive oil. It smells amazing out here. It's really cool, actually. Really cool sensation. Worth it. Yeah, I don't have any graves of anybody in town, or I have nothing of my own. Basically here, this is like the only thing that it's like has basically stayed here. Kind of this like 5 years since I've been like searching for meaning. But I think that I can kind of create that, or create like some kind of middle ground. If life has no meaning and this has no meaning, then it's like I've created like a middle ground of no meaning. And I guess if there was any angle of life that represents strength, like that's what angle this is. And it's like, that's the angle that I'm going to identify with, because this is just all sheer like going against the world. But it's still here. So like I said, there was like any angle of life that angle is that you identify with pushing. And I feel like that's all that you really need to do to like keep up, is you just need to push. And then it's like all the same. I haven't made this for anybody else. Doubt anybody else even knows this is here with the condition that it's in. It's obviously in like great condition. Not even any animals have bothered it or anything like that. So it looks like a giant witch's, look at that, it's like a giant witch's finger. That's like a curled up hand. It's like a bony witch's finger coming out and like pointing up to the sky. Kind of creepy looking. That way. It's like some Dark Souls kind of effigy, little effigy mound or whatever. But I just wanted to basically say that I already am something, you know? It doesn't require me going somewhere else or going back to school, where I kind of felt like at some point in time everything just becomes competition. And the more real, because it actually puts puts you in certain circumstances and experiences in this world. That's how important it is. That's what you'll have. Yeah, so what? What did that mean? Me having that interview today or whatever. But again, for all it's worth, I came up and added on to this. School is a competition for focus. It's like a school of fish. The only way you can really become a big fish is if you leave the school. Otherwise, you have safety in numbers, but all numbers do is normalize everything. And again, tell you that the only thing to focus on are the greats or grades. But you know, I'm just so good with cross weaving all my words nowadays anyways. Ideas are competition. And if it's about competition, then I need to stick with. That smells so good when that hits. It like hits every once in a while, just standing here. Completely unique. Cool choice. But when it's a competition for ideas, which is ultimately what is the greatest competition on the earth, competition of ideas. Which realistically, the most mitigated way to handle the competition of ideas is by learning to control your focus. What are you focusing on? Focus on it every day as long as you can. matter where you are, no matter what you look like, no matter how you're dressed, focus on what you want to focus on. If you have to deny everything around you just to picture in your mind what you want to focus on, do it. It's the only way you're ever going to have what you want. And it might be the only fail-safe way. It's cool when things turn out like this, but they don't always, regardless of my words. I mean, the scent and the appearance are pretty neat. Who knows, maybe for somebody else my word is everything. I really do think, though, that school becomes the focus. And that's my biggest problem with more school, is that school becomes the focus. If you just go down that path of too many numbers and whatever else. This is just sheer brute, like I said, exhaustion is just what's brought this about. You know what I mean? Even my rigging up the part on there was basically just me forcing everything until it just fit. I mean, I didn't even try to think it through. I just pushed. But when school becomes the main focus, I think you forget about so many things in life that are joys. I'm not saying that it doesn't serve to have, like, maybe an obtuse mind, which I think is the ultimate probably benefit of a lot of schooling, is that you create a lot of objectivity with how well-rounded you become. But I do think, to an extent, one thing does relate to a lot of things. And the more you can kind of focus on that one thing that you want to do and focus on, life can be so many things. It can be simple even. It can have simple pleasures. You can be in this world and be a part of a living structure that has that sensation of it being a dream, which is like a hill. Hills are real in our world, and when you're climbing up one or walking up one, there's almost nothing more similar than a dream. And I think life can be like that. But again, I think you have to train your focus. I think you have to be and stay competitive. I think you have to have a wide variety of things that you're working on, and then maybe one thing works out here and there, and then it works in that way. Maybe that's the way to stay competitive in this idea that life's focuses can change. I mean, how many people do you know about off doing something like this? And it's only because I just wanted to say that I have something. if it's just a pile of rocks and some skin, I don't know, then maybe I'm a lot fucking stronger than I think. That's all I really got. That's all I really am to the rest of this fucking world. Maybe that's all I fucking am. But at least now I'm pointing somewhere. And again, the first chance, badly wounded and battle scarred, the sky is black and full of stars. Which one is the brightest? They all say. Their own light is in their way. The truth is either objective or it adds up to zero. This is where history is selected. Will you choose your own? The brighter you are, the less is shown. And you know what? I feel like I can confidently say this. If doing all this in no way alters my path in life in any manner, then it probably really is magic. It's like the Philosopher's Stone, which is just like absolute space, consideration of all things, where everything is known but nothing happens. Because again, after all I said was, I'm doing an emulation of life. Which is all just really nothing in the end. So how could it be any more magical? If it goes to nothing. This bag looks kind of magical, don't you think? It's like a wizard's sack of some kind. It's like all iridescent. Whatever. I mean, structure is what means ultimate, makes things have meaning ultimately, right? I'm a pretty dark guy, actually. I mean, my childhood I just feel like is just me wandering around. All right, you know what? I didn't really want to do too much here, so I think I've done enough.